Hey everyone, my name's Kunda, and I have been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus again after I put it down for a while, right before the end of finishing the main part of the story. I am in what I figure is the post game now, and yeah, I stopped at this this clip right here, or this part right here, with the Diamond Clan leader Adaman giving us this awesome tidbit of information. He's talking about Regigigas, which is a Pokemon from Generation 4 that Pokedex entries have always talked about towing the continents around like their boats on the water, basically, or whatever. It's a cool legend. They're legendary Pokemon. We're playing Legends Arceus. Like, it's on theme, but it also made me think of this Poke Earth map from Cerebi.com that I used a lot while I've been playing Pokemon for way too many years. But I want to show this clip from a recent Birdkeeper Toby compilation video where he explains the map better than I can.
Littered with Easter eggs and references, actually one of the first games that made me look into these kinds of topics. My favorite of which, though, is that in certain houses you can see a map on the top right corner wall of the house, and this map is none other than the Poke Earth featured on Cerebi.net. My friend Joe was very, very proud of that one. As a side note, I've also worked on a map of the Pokemon world here on the channel, and I actually asked Joe Merrick, who runs Cerebi.net, to update the Poke Earth to feature it, to which he said, "No, mine's in the game now." Fair enough, can't argue with that.
Do I think I can do a better job than Birdkeeper Toby or Cerebi.net man? No, I don't think so. But I'm going to try, and I think I can have a little bit of fun in the attempt. So we are going to make... I don't know if it matters how big I make this, but I'm going to make it a fair bit bigger. That seems good. Let's use the same color for ocean. That gives us a lot more to work with. And let's start playing around with these. The first thing, and probably why I'm making this video. Cerebi's map has Sinnoh very far to the south. And I don't think Sinnoh is that far to the south. Yeah, let's freeform select so I don't end up stealing that random island from that region that's in a side game, which I don't really know. Let's fill in that ocean again. And I don't really like where we have everything positioned, if I'm starting off real honest. So let's take everything that's on the map already. I'm not even sure which island this is, but it makes a good start point for this. I also want to shift everything a fair bit to the south. So we're gonna do that. Shift everything to the south. I don't know if it needs to go that far south. It needs to go plenty south, though. I want to have enough room to safely move Sinnoh up to be very clearly north of Kanto and Johto, but at the same time, Johto and Kanto, well, mostly Johto, do have a relation to Sinnoh through the Sinjo ruins. So I don't want to put it too far away either. So, okay, as you can see, we have added Galar, Paldea, and Kalos into our map. I am not preserving proportions here. As you can see, it's very cut and paste. And also I've added an amorphous, we don't know what's up here, landmass here. But I'm working with what I know that we have to work with. So I also don't think Galler needs to quite be over this far. I am going to move Galler a little bit closer, but I think generally that is basically the area. Also, I don't know whether the Isle of Armor needs to be east of Galler or not. I think it could very well stay to the east of Galler as it was on the map that I found this on, but at the same time it could be to the west a little bit too. We might as well put it a little bit to the west, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Uh yeah, let's throw it up here. Now, Hoenn is a different situation. I think we got to move Hoenn. Now, Pokemon has never had like an explicitly Australian Pokemon region. I think that would be pretty cool, but not knowing if we're ever going to get it, I think we can fairly safely move Hoenn somewhere to this ish area. I wasn't quite happy with that placement of Hoenn. I moved both Hoenn and the Sevi Islands a little bit to the east. I don't think they need to be as close to Kanto as they're depicted in the original Poke-Earth map. But as you can see, now we have Unova to place, and I wanted somewhere in this general area. I don't know how far north or south I want it. I'm just gonna say let's put it about here, not all the way to the edge of the map, because I think there could be a lot more map to the west and the north of Unova, but here is probably where I'm going to place it. Someone named Kato Tamari made this map of Alola, which I think is great. It looks a lot better with the regions from the base Poke-Earth map. I do want to downsize it probably to about 30%, I think. And I would put Alola. I want to say Alola is the most tropical region, so somewhere close to Hoenn latitude wise, but not like super close to Hoenn, if that makes sense. Somewhere probably about here. Yeah, right around here somewhere. And if the color's all the same, we will make it match the rest of Poke-Earth 2.0. And here is my completed modified Poke-Earth map. As you can see, I moved the Sevi Islands a little bit. I wanted it to be more equidistant between Hoenn and Kanto, so that's about where I landed that. I've added Unova, Kitakami. Alola is over here, kind of east of the majority of the Pokemon world, but west of Unova. Sinnoh, I want to have it fairly in line with Johto. I'm not sure if that's totally necessary or not. I kind of want to put it somewhere closer to like over here. Like I could move Sinnoh to being like around here, maybe even farther, and I'd be happier with it. But I think that also works for me. Also, because they've canonically been mentioned in Pokedex entries, we don't have an African or a South American continent in Pokemon officially, but I put like just a little placeholder there. because we basically need one if we're trying to make a halfway more real life accurate Poke Earth map. I think it's Raichu's Dex entry that mentions African elephants, and there might be other ones. And Mew is fairly canonically from South Africa, so it might be Central America, Central South America, somewhere in there. I might have just said South Africa. You know what I mean. Mew is the Dex entry. I don't know if they get the genetics from it or if Mew is just native to South America, but it's got connections to South America. And yeah, as far as everything else goes, most of these other regions, let me just give myself a color so I can illustrate real quick. Most of these other regions, I don't really. I think that is a side game region, might be Pokemon Ranger or something. Some of these are the GameCube games. I don't know where a lot of these ones come from. This one I'm pretty sure is a GameCube game, but like I said, I'm working off of the base map that the owner of Cerebi.net made and was made canon to the games, but I also wanted to not have Sinnoh all the way in the south when Adaman says that Regigigas moved the continents that are to the south. So as far as that lore thing goes, this feels a little more accurate. Anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this map, and yeah, I will see us all in the next one. Sorry, one more tiny little thing. I was not happy with the size and position of Galar, so I shrunk it just a little more and shifted it a little bit farther to the east. That's all. Yeah, this map project is all I have in me for map modifying, but if anybody ever wanted to take this map, spruce it up, make it look a little more uniform, have at her.